Hello again, everyone. I'm Germain, and today, in Focus People and Places, we head out to the people and the places around downtown Middlebury. We are here with the king and his castle. I know. It's amazing. We are here live on location at the moment on the steps of Town Hall Theater, and we've got the executive director of all that is Town Hall Theater. It really is a man and his mission, a king and his castle, a boy in the candy store. Doug Anderson, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing just
How do you
fine.
follow up after all that?
I'm doing just fine, Jerry. I got to say right away that, I am the head man, the pitch man for a lot of this stuff. But we've got a terrific organization, over 100 volunteers, and this all gets done by people on the ground doing the hard work of fundraising and mailing and acting and performing and ushering and all that stuff. So I'm afraid I'm the guy who gets a lot of press, but we really have a terrific organization.
You are the perfect figurehead.
Yes, like the thing on the front of a boat.
Well, speaking of the boat, how are the waters these days, and how is Town Hall Theater sailing into '07?
Well, I think we're sailing into finally finishing up this project. This has been a project that the community got together and bought this building in the year 2000. And I think a lot of your listeners or watchers or viewers will remember when you used to come here and get your driver's license, or I was a Knights of Columbus Hall. Exactly, right. And it had a low ceiling, and it looked very, very different from it than it looked right now. A lot of the windows were bricked in, et cetera, et cetera. And the building was for sale, and the people of this community wanted to save it. So we organized in the year 2000, and then it's been a slow process of raising money to fix the building. And anybody live in an old house? Anybody who lives in an old house will know that you think you have so much work to do, but you've got 10 times more work to do than you ever imagined. So we bought this building and thought, oh, maybe for 1.8, 2 million we could fix it and reopen. And then we started looking at what was wrong with the building. So we've had to take many, many years just to fix all the infrastructure problems. And what I'm proud of our organization is we've really fixed it beautifully. I mean, we've really done this job right. And just look at the building now. I mean, you can just tell by looking at it, it really is a gorgeous building.
Yeah. You referred back to the days of getting your driver's license here back in those days, and even a little while after that. I mean, it really looked like a place that needed to be condemned. It was an eyesore in downtown Middlebury. It needed to be torn down and fumigated at least. but now you don't want to touch the place. I mean, it's immaculate. Just we're going to have our cameraman pan around this beautiful structure. You don't want to touch it. I mean, this place is just pristine now.
Well, it's the kind of project that a non-profit has to do, because I think if a commercial interest would have looked at it and said, I'm sorry, tear it down, and you don't tear down buildings like this. This is one of the most historic buildings in the state, much less in this town. As you can see, maybe above me, built in 1883. And towns should not lose buildings like this, but it had so much deferred maintenance. I mean, going back decades, that it needed a bunch of just dedicated people saying we're going to do whatever it takes to save that building. And once we get inside, I'll be able to show you some of the extraordinary measures we had to do just to keep the thing from falling over. But now that is all fixed. It's going to stand for another 100 years at least, and it is once again a very, very beautiful structure. So now what's left, to answer your question, what's left is, now that we've finished all the superstructure, finished the exterior, and the bats are gone, the foundation is now strong enough to hold up the building.
By the way, those bats, did they leave? I mean, were they reluctant?
They all go over to mines in the wintertime. This is true. They winter over in old mines in Mineville, New York. True story, everyone. So when they leave, you essentially close the door, and you fix all the holes in the building, of which there were, thousands of holes in the building. And you get all of that fixed, and then when they come back, they can't get back in. So that's a simple, more humane way to do it.
Well, let's get the camera to really head up the elevator to the bell tower here. Tell us a little bit about that. That is a story unto itself.
Our beautiful bell. Well, let's if we're going to pan up, let me just talk about a few things. This beautiful plaza we're sitting on, which is completely handicapped accessible and one of the most beautiful entranceways in all of Middlebury. This was all donated by the National Bank of Middlebury.
And up until recently, it did not look like this.
It did not look like this. As a matter of fact, in the 60s, actually, this was a parking lot right here. They used to park cars in front of the building. And then if you got to look at that beautiful new teak doorway, which is modeled on the original doorway, that is a donation of Gardner Stone of G-Stone Motors. So I'm just trying to make the point that everybody, the whole community, the car dealerships, the banks, individuals, everybody has been behind this project. And then if you go on up to the tower. I don't know how high you can get, Vinny, but the weather vane is a gift of Carolyn and Willard Jackson. And as we go around the building, I'll be naming lots of names. But the bell, you asked me about the bell. This building was owned by the town until 1960. And then a man named Sam Emilo bought it, essentially to turn it into a restaurant bar named the Belmont. And many people will remember very fondly the Belmont Diner, which was here for all that time. Well, Sam had no use for that bell, and the town was very proud of it. It was the town's great bell. It has Henry Sheldon's name on it. You know, it was forged specifically for this town. But Sam Emilo thought, I can melt that down and make some money. So he put it on a truck and hauled it off to Rutland, and then the town found out about it, and they all got in their cars. It's like the Keystone Cops, and they're chasing after the bell all the way down to Rutland, and they meet up with the bell in Mincer Brothers' yard, and they have to buy it back. So people rush back to town, and they go into all the restaurants going, $1 for the bell, $1 for the bell, $1 for the bell. We've got to buy the town bell back. And they succeeded in buying the town bell back from Sam Emilo. And Sam Emilo sold it back to them at a discount to give him his credit. And for many, many years then, it sat on the lawn of the Sheldon Museum. Many people will remember that. And the Sheldon was nice enough saying, you're doing such a great restoration of this building, that bell should be back in the tower, where it used to do many things.